Well, hello, my YouTube friends. So I was talking with Pete in North Las Vegas about uh, surplus GI magazines, and it made me kind of want to think about some of the ammo and things that I was purchasing in the early to mid 90s after I bought my Colt Sporter. And no, these boxes are not, among those items. These are all empty, except for some of these 45s. These came from my friend Jim after he passed away. These came from his estate sale. This is some Remington Target Master clean bore 45 auto wad cutter. Let's zoom in on it. So it's a Remington UMC 45 auto. All right, and there's only a few of them in there, but they do have the wad cutter. So, but what we are going to look at, these are just kind of there for beauty duty. What we will do is get out some of my old and we'll see what's in some of these old ammo cans. So I'll have to stop the video while I sort through them a little bit, because as you can see, they're pretty full. But the ones that are noteworthy, we'll take a closer look at those. Okay, so hold on a minute. Okay, so I took out the first layer, and just a quick overview. I got some hand loads here, some 357 Magnum, 3 boxes of Black Talon, some 308, some more hand loads, some SS-109, and this other ammo in here. So we'll take a closer look at it though. So hold on. All right, part of that above view was to help me remember how they go back in the ammo can. So let's take a look. This is just a random ammo can from the pile. So I got 2 boxes of 22 long rifles, and there was no price on them or indication of when I bought them. I don't even own a 22 long rifle, but there was a point in time where ammo was so cheap and 22s were so prevalent that I thought it'd be a good idea just to have some. Maybe I could barter with it someday or something. So here's a Federal Field Load. I open these up. These are low brass, 1 1/8 ounce, $7. Okay, now bought these at Gilman and Mayfield, and where's my pointer? So we'll look at if we can still see it. So it looks like this was purchased in December of 1991. Okay, so I don't obviously I don't shoot shotguns very often, right? I own a couple. What do we got here? Some buckshot, #1 buck. Is there a price on it? No price on that one. Some hand loads, more hand loads. Let me zoom out. Get some more light in here. There we go. Okay, so this was interesting. This trip down memory lane. So here's a box of Winchester 145 grain silver tips, $24.95, and I thought that was high. I thought that was high, right? Let's see how many are left. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. But these are from the 90s, I mean, would you shoot them? I've shot ammo from the 60s. In the late 90s, I shot ammo from Vietnam, or in the early 2000s or whatever. I mean, so this ammo is about that old. It's in pretty good shape, huh? Not corroded. Okay, so move all this stuff out of the way. Okay, this right here. Now, when I bought my Colt Sporter, the SS 109 was kind of the hot ticket, or in my ignorance, I thought it was, or, I don't know, in the early 90s. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there were a lot of guys that were shooting this, if there was a lot of extra production. So this has a WCC 10. So is this 2010 manufacture? WCC 10. So let me zoom out. Look at this box. What's a box of 20? Did these, $11 for a box of 20? Let's see how they look. The price may have come down on these. I don't know. It's been so long since I bought any. So I'm not sure if that, is a good price today or not. $11 for 20. I bought a couple of those from John's Gun Shop. He was up on Blackstone by, not Clinton. He was up by Blackstone and I forget the other one. In between Clinton and Shields. Okay, let's look at this. This is newer. This is much newer. Let's see if there's a price on it. Okay, no price. But it's 158 grain. Yeah, soft point. Is 357 Magnum still difficult to come by? So there, how's it look? It looks pretty good. Let's zoom in. Focus. There, that was the focus. Whoop. Oh, here we go again. So, boxes. That's a full box. That's a full box. I don't even know what these are going for now. Are these $50? Is that $1 around these days? Zoom out. Got this right here. These are 55 grain full metal jacket. No price tag on them. Oh, I don't want to open it because, yeah, they're glued shut. What about these PMC? Those are all factory. Let's zoom in. It's got the water sealant. That's a sealant, right? That crimped, cannular, discoloration on the brass. That means it's been annealed, I guess, or heated and cooled or something. So, lot number, who knows how old. I don't know. This is pretty old. Okay, and this one, in case you have trouble with them turkeys coming around, there was a time I thought, turkey would be the ultimate home defense load because it would be smaller pieces or, smaller projectiles coming out. Okay, and so this was Gilman and Mayfield also. And so it entered in stock in their store in March of '94, and then I purchased it on April 6, 1994. And we just passed April 6, 2023. So 94, see, 94, so 04, 14, 24. So it's almost 30 years old. Let's see how it looks. focus. Would you trust these? Remember in that one Mad Max movie where Mel Gibson, he got some ammo and for his double barrel, and he was checking it like this, and it just broke in half. I'm pretty sure these go boom. So how much does a person pay for Magnum turkey loads? A bit more than $7.75 plus tax. And now the gem of this particular ammo can is this 300 round. Now, does this used to be called a 300 round battle pack? I mean, I don't know. But I bought 2 of these, and I opened one and I saved the other. Okay, and let's zoom in on this. That looks like $5.99, so May of 1999. So 23 years, 24 years. It's still sealed up. Still, let me zoom out. Still factory sealed. We're not going to open it. Oh, here we go. Ball M1A4 556 by 45. It's a carton. 044D96. So was this manufactured in 1996? That sound about right? We're not going to open it. Would you trust it? Would you buy it from me? Okay, let me put this back in the can and we'll open up another can. Hold on. All right, as I was putting these back, I noticed that there was a couple boxes that we had not looked at yet. So let's check these out. This Black Talon 45 ACP. I showed these on my previous channel. Some of you may remember that video before I deleted my video. I don't know what these sell for these days. I could go on eBay, I guess, and look and see what they're going for. You know, how good a shape are they in? Would you trust them? Would you trust your life to it? Would you buy it from me? Would you buy it from someone who said, oh yeah, I actually had perfect storage conditions the whole time? Would you believe them? So 3 boxes of those. I think I have a total of 7 maybe. Okay, and this one, there was a time when the Hydra-Shoks were the hot ticket. So this is a box of 357 Magnum 158 grain Hydra-Shoks. And back in June of '94, this would sell for $13.15 plus tax. And again, I don't know what this would sell for today, but we'll take a look at them. And the rhetorical question, would you trust your life to them? Would you buy them from some dude who said, oh yeah, they've been perfect storage conditions the whole time, yeah. They never sat out in the barn, out in the garage, and got it up to 114 degrees every summer. That never happened. Would you believe him? Would you say, yeah, okay, I believe you, but I got to inspect them first? If he said that and they look like this, would you believe him? There's that pointy thing that Hydra-Shoks have in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to put this box away, and then we'll get out another ammo can. All right, this ammo can isn't quite as interesting. You'll notice it's painted. I don't know if it's an original GI can. The one previous, just a second ago, it had the LC94 and the other numbers on it. You know, kind of dating the can. This one, I don't know. I've been buying cans and stuff for a few years. This one's not quite as interesting. So one of my problems, and I guess your problems, everyone's problems, is space, right? Eventually, everything starts taking up too much space. And so what I wanted to do is, so this one has a label underneath a piece of tape, and a lot of my factory loads, those are my long-term storage ones. But since it's been 30 years, I've been thinking about shooting those. I'm replacing them with new, modern, only 1 or 2 year old factory loads, but we'll see. So this can, not as interesting, but it does have a couple things. When I first bought my AR, and this is dated March 91, and so that means I bought my AR prior to that, because I didn't buy any 223 ammo until I had a 223 chambered gun. And so I was buying this Norinco for $4.50 a box. I don't know if that's considered a good price today, $4.50 for 20, when you can get it, by the case. I don't know what the case rate is these days, but those Norinco ones are long gone, and so I put some new ammo in it and labeled it so I'd know what it is. Also down in here, you'll see some Black Hills. I was buying a bunch of Black Hills ammo then. This Winchester, and it's not dated, but that's factory ammo. Okay, put that right there. Let me pull one of these out. Okay, hold on a second. All right, I pulled that one out. And again, from Gilman and Mayfield, May of '94, $17 for a box of 50, 60 grain soft point Black Hills ammo. Now this no longer holds Black Hills ammo, and what I did, okay, because space, that's a big box to only hold 50 rounds. So you'll see this label right here. So it currently holds 104. And let's see what they are. We're going to have to turn it up, because I got them stacked in there. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and however many that holds, you see I got that in sealed up. And then I got this kind of thin chipboard separating each layer. So instead of only holding 50, it's holding 104 now, right? And that makes the box a lot heavier. And these are all, let's check. These are soft points. They might be my hand loads. Let's see here. We'll know by looking at the head stamp. If they're mixed brass, they definitely look like my hand loads already. Yeah, see that it's not sealed. There's none of that lacquer on it. And it's mixed brass, no doubt. Oh no, it's all Lake City, but it still is mixed. So there's some Lake City, was that 88, Lake City 04, Lake City 06. So those are my hand loads. And they were loaded with care. So, rhetorical question, do hand loads last as long as factory ammo? Would you trust these? If it was the end of the world, I suppose you'd use them. But would you trust them? If we said, oh yeah, I was real careful when I hand loaded them and they've been stored properly the whole time, Yes, they're 50 years old, but you know, once you took a look at them, would you trust them? I don't know, maybe. Okay, put that one back. Let's take a look at this one. Then we'll move on to a different ammo can. That'll probably wrap it up because I noticed this one does open. So, would you trust them? Would you buy them? If the guy told you, "Oh yeah, they're stored properly. Oh yeah, they're good." I guess some, you know, may come a day when you won't have a choice. All right, let me put this box or can away, and we'll get another one out. All right, so here's another can. Again, it's been painted, so we don't know what vintage the can is. But the ammo, and I looked at it already. There's some interesting ammo in it, and I need to get a view of it so I can remember how it goes back. Okay, and then we'll talk about some of these. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I took pictures to help me repack the ammo can when we're done, but I got it all emptied out, and it's really a trip down memory lane for me, and some interesting questions. So some more 22s, Buck 19 at Big 5, right? Huh? How long's it been since anyone paid a Buck 19 for 22s? I remember a time when they were unobtainium. But let's take a look, right? Because again, still the question, you know, would you trust them? Would you buy them from me? Would you shoot a squirrel with them? I don't know what they're supposed to look like. Are they supposed to be gray like that? Does that mean they're unmolested? So if you were at the trading post and you asked for some 22s and the guy broke these out, would you buy them? So got some 22s, more of these, Winchester, another box of M855. And these bring up an interesting topic because right here, these were my first introduction, as it were, to the SS-109 M855, and I remember I bought these at a gun show, and I bought 3 boxes of them, the last 3 boxes that he had, and you know, I didn't know what they were. I mean, I could read, right, but you know, I had no experience with these, and you know, the guy was like, he's, "Oh yeah, well, there ain't no more of those," and so I thought he meant like this milsurp stuff, like there was no more of it or something, whatever, and I wasn't quite sure what he meant. But what I didn't realize what he meant was that the Hansen Cartridge Company was importing this and apparently putting their own box in it, or putting it in their own box, or whoever they were getting to box it up. This ammo was made in Yugoslavia. And so there is no Yugoslavia, right? So that's what he meant when he said there ain't no more of that. You know, but I thought they were neat, and I did fire, you know, 20 of them, but I did save these. Let's take a look at them. Bought these at a gun show, like I said. They have an interesting IK head stamp. And it's 223R, not 556. Okay, let's zoom back out. Let's see what. But they are green tip. Okay, let's zoom in. The brass does appear to be annealed at the mouth. but it doesn't look like it's crimped into the cannular. All right, it's got the sealant on the primer. So I guess, I thought I was really had something. I didn't realize that they would eventually become ubiquitous. But again, there ain't no more Yugoslavia. I wonder what I could get for these on eBay. Hopefully, I never have to use them. Okay, so got 2 boxes of those. Some Federal, I know ticket. I think these are going for like $5. These are like $1 a round or something. I don't know, $2.50. I forget. And there's no ticket on them. I forget where I was buying these. What are these? Number 4 buck. Would you use them in your sawed-off double barrel to repel boarders? We got that. You already seen that's more black talon. This is some new manufacturer. This Hornady tap. This was the first box of 308 that I bought after I bought my M1A. $35 for some Hornady tap. I thought cops use those or whatever. We'll get to this green and yellow, the big green, in a minute. Here's some 00 buck purchased at about the same time as these Federals. I don't know if I was getting these at Walmart. The other can had a box of some 308 that I was getting at Walmart. Okay, look at this one. Here's another big 5. Let me zoom out. Red Hornets. These are all plastic. $4.99 for a box of 25. And no date. Is it 97? Something 97. That might be about right. All plastic. No corrosion. One-ounce shot, number 8. So had that for a long time. Now this is an interesting story. Like I said, memory lane here. So this PMC 185 grain hollow point. When I was working up at the rancheria, and so a bunch of dudes up there, everyone had guns and everyone shot and everyone buying ammo all the time. And I was like, yeah, hook me up with 500 of them. Okay, well, it's going to cost X amount. And I'm like, all right. I gave him some money. And so my one friend, he was a great guy. And I won't mention his name. May he rest in peace. I mean, he was a great guy. So funny all the time. I mean, but anyway, so I gave him some money, but not enough, apparently. And so So he's like, yeah, okay, I'll talk to so-and-so. And then, a few days later, a week later, or whatever. So here he comes with the cardboard box, but it only had 9 of these in there. And I'm like, hey, what happened to the other 9? And then he was like, well, you were short anyway on the money. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, the other 1, not the other 9. Like, well, you took one of my boxes, you pay it. So that was how, and we it was a push, I guess. Is that what that's called? When everything breaks even. But these have... And these work, surprisingly. That bullet configuration works pretty good in the Kimber. So, as you can see, everything's had proper storage. So that story means this box is about 23 years old. My friend had a 30-30 Winchester. I never had one. Somehow I ended up buying some ammo, you know, we go shooting, and I'd supply my own ammo, and we ended up never shooting this one, and we kind of had a falling out. You know, you have to eventually, there comes a time that you have to dump your loser friends because they will only bring you down. And so I got a box of 30-30. If I ever buy another Winchester 94, and now this one, okay, this one, if I'm not mistaken, and in fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken, I bought this at a gun show, probably at the exact same time I bought these. Bought this at the gun show, and I remember the gentleman talking to his buddy, you know, the two guys, you know, on the other side of the table, and overhearing him say, "Man, I'm surprised all the Full Metal Jacket sold and not the lead round nose." And the other guy, "Oh, well, okay, you know, whatever." Like, and so these, I mean, I hand load 45 auto, and there's a chance, there's a slim chance, although it's no chance, because these, that I loaded these, because these are all Winchester brass. They all have a weird indentation in the primer, which my Lee loading press does not leave that mark in the primer. What kind of primer or loader leaves that? Is that one of the blue one? Is that a Dillon Progressive? See how the primers are all dented? So those are not my primers. And my brass is always mixed brass. These are all the same head stamp, Full Metal Jacket. So I'm actually storing hand loads long term. Okay, zoom back out. So this right here, man, I used to get these at Walmart. I love these. They were so cheap. They were hollow points, round nose. I mean, the same ogive, the same bullet configuration, except they were a hollow point as ball ammo. They work really good in the Kimber, and so they were cheap. You could practice with your carry load. And I don't know if I quit going to Walmart, and I don't know if they still sell ammo in California or not, because California has that background check thing. But I used to get these 100-round boxes like all the time. And here's a fresh one. Okay, now onto these 3 boxes right here. So Gilman and Mayfield, they had a... is this Gilman and Mayfield? No, that's not Gilman and Mayfield. That's a different retailer, because Gilman and Mayfield doesn't have that barcode. What about this one? Okay, this one's a May 94. $25. I used to think $25 was high. I used to think $25 was high. Yeah. I used to think, and back then, it kind of was, right? Because things were cheaper, and, my wage was lower, and, $25 was a good amount of money back then. So my actual work, effort, output to earn enough money to buy a box of these was probably the same with the devaluation of the dollar. And I loved these scallop jacketed hollow points. From my Model 19, I could hit a 12-inch square plate at 100 yards with these easily. I don't know what these sell for anymore. So I got 2 boxes of the... Oh, no, that has that. So maybe this was a... they're both 35-7M11. Although this one's missing a 1 right there. 0589, 1670, 4770, 4770. So these are probably both Gilman Mayfield. And this one, I think I bought some of these when my sister was in town and she wanted to go shooting. She saw her friends doing it on Facebook and it looked so exciting, and pretty soon she was like, okay, I don't want to shoot anymore. This gun, the fireball is scaring me. And we were indoors, so it was twice as loud. Oh yeah, see, and I got, what do I got going on here? Those are 38s, right? They're shorter. Well, at least they're plus P. So that's a mixed bag. Would you buy those? Would you trust them? Would you buy them at the trading post and then you get home and you go, hey, I'm missing some. It's got 38s. All right, hold on. Okay, let's move some of this stuff because it's time for the verse of the day. And for the verse of the day, we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Let me zoom in, focus. Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. All right, my friends, you have a good day.